Good evening. How is everyone doing this evening? I am super excited to have Miss Asia Scott here with me today, and she has an exciting topic that she's going to discuss. And so as you go on your way to your journey to being a better you, why not follow my basic principles to build your best life? So I want to thank everyone out there, whether you are in Canada, Jamaica, Nigeria, the Bahamas, United States. Welcome, welcome, welcome to my YouTube fans, Periscope fans, and Facebook fans. We are ready to get started, and I'm going to introduce my guest today. Miss Asia Scott, woman of God, visionary, certified youth and family life coach, and founder of Divas, Build Futures Inc., and owner of DBF, All Girls Enrichment Academy. Asia was born a native Gary, Indiana, August of 1986. She moved to Woodland Hills, California in 1997 following the passing of her mother, Patricia Ann Brown. Her most rewarding focuses are youth development and building families. Her aspiration is to become the first African-American woman to build a school of charm, character, and class, implementing the art of living by building sustainable transitional housing with community structures, apartment houses, educational centers, businesses, etc., introducing them to home ownership and financial literacy, requiring a study of home economics and learning the value of developing and maintaining as a thriving woman. The educational aspect behind a true leader is that you encourage from within. You motivate a person by highlighting their greats and working on their goods and weaknesses. She became the Colon County Black Chamber of Commerce 2018 Trailblazer of the Year, which led her to the first opening of her all-girls youth center in Plano, Texas. Moving forward, Asia is preparing to start a campaign called 2 Million to Change. 2 Million to Change, where she will be preparing to build and open her DBF All Girls Enrichment Academy and Ann Brown Housing Apartments, enrolling 2021. She is determined and led by the Spirit of God to be the change she wants to see in this world. Asia Scott.
Hello, 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 hello. And yes, again, my name is Asia Scott. I am the founder of Divas Build Futures Incorporated. And Diva stands for Determined, Intelligent, Virtuous, Ambitious Young Girls to Young Women. And so what that means to me is basically taking a little piece of everything.
I am super excited to have this
learn about young ladies. Just taking a piece of everything.
Exciting topic.
We take a little piece every now and then of here and there, things that we learn about each other and we instill into our young women. So Diva doesn't always have to be the female version of a hustler, or doesn't have to be someone who is better than someone else or just a glamorous life. A diva is someone who looks into being a determined person, intelligent person with their decisions, virtuous with their moves, and just character, and ambitious with their everyday walk. So just a little bit about that. I want to dive into something very, very, very special before I jump into my topic: what young men should know about young women. So I'm very excited about that. But first, I want to just start off by saying it wouldn't be fair if I did not tell you guys why this topic is so important to me. I work with young ladies from the ages of 10 to 25 on everything from hygiene to career. My foundation is home economics, which teaches us teaches us the basic life skills of how to maintain and just go through life and just be normal women. Normal women, what does that mean? Normal women is just, we are all born into this life and we are all here to do a purpose. We're all here to be who we're supposed to be. So normal is you who you are. However, we are here to just help you be that best person. So that's a little bit about that as well. Now, 2 million for change. 2 million to change. What do you say about that? I say everything is $2 million. So $2 million means to me it's just a dollar amount, but 2 million is an investment. It's an investment that's going to go back into the soil of this earth to help a lot of young women and soon help a lot of young men. So I just, want to just start off by saying December 20th, right here on my Facebook, Diva Spill Futures, you can log in and you can see how we are changing the world one young lady at a time and just putting different essentials back into our world for them to grow. All right. So at the end of this, you guys can reach out to me on Facebook, Instagram, Diva Spill Futures, Inc. on Instagram, Aisha Speaks on Instagram, and www.divaspillfutures.com for more information. Okay, so let's dive right into tonight's topic. What young men need to know about young women. Now, I'm just going to start off by saying not every man will know everything about a young woman. Not I, not anyone else, not Steve Harvey can tell you everything there is to know about a woman. Okay, so my job tonight is not to tell you everything, but to just break down areas where I feel is important young men need to know when it comes to learning young women and being around young women. Now, today's era, 2020, we're in this millennial era that things have changed. So the way we date, the way we talk, the way we move is totally different. However, I'm old school. So I believe in instilling that into our young people. And it's not always old school. I'm going to take that back. It's not always old school. Sometimes it's just morals and values. And sometimes it's about teaching them that. So teaching young people how to have morals is just setting standards, setting goals for themselves, and, keeping them accountable to reach them. The first thing I want to say, though, is relationships are very important. Relationships comes friendships, relationships, dating, all of that is something that stands out into our society right now with people, and that's something that we struggle with. So the first thing I want to dive in and say is we need to learn how to take our relationships serious. Young people, period. It's not just young men. Young people, period, need to know how to take relationships, period, serious. Young men, especially because now we don't communicate anymore. Everything is text message. Everything is social media. If I don't see that she's on social media, I don't see her at all. No, we need to learn how to take our relationship serious. Young men need to have the platform to say, okay, are we dating? Are we just friends? And that stems from communication. So communication is one of the next things that young people have to start working on is their communication. Because we are in this millennial era, texting and like I said, social media, everything that's popular now. So picking up the phone and saying, hey, how are you? How's everything going? We have not normalized that in so long. So what we need to start doing is showing our young people how to normalize picking up the phone, calling, and talking verbally to a person. So, example, if you want to see how a person is doing, pick up the phone and call. That's one of the perfect ways to start off by saying it, especially right now because of COVID. We can't really go over. I was going to say go over to a person's house and see them, put your eyes on them, physically say, hey, only if you're invited. But that communication stands out more than just a text message or, just a, hey, how you doing? Even saying, hey, how you doing stands out more than a text message. So relationships goes a little far when you put a little sacrifice on your end. Sacrifice means that if a person has not reached out to you in a couple days, hey, it may just be your job to reach out to them. That might be something that God is showing you that you're strong at in their life. So young men need to know, I'm not going to take it personal. She could be going through things. Let me see, let me call, and let me ask, and let me figure it out. So taking your relationship serious, starting from the beginning, not going from 1 to 12, but go from 1, 2, 3, go through the levels and go through the motions and get to know a person, get to know a young lady first, get to know who she is, get to know what she likes to do. Take your relationship serious. Everybody's relationship is going to be different. So your relationship with a specific person has to have its own foundation. And taking that serious from the beginning with communication is very important. And that's something that our young people, we are failing them. We're not telling them to communicate anymore. We're telling them, okay, send a text message. It's okay to send a text message. No, it's not okay. It's not okay. It's not okay. It's okay if that's all you can do, because it's better than to do that than to do nothing. But we need to push on our young people, young men, on picking up the phone, verbally talking about how you feel. Okay, I'm not going to go farther into that because that's my next point. But keeping relationships what they are, separately from dating, from friendships, knowing what your relationships consist of, and just taking your relationship serious. So if you're just friends, make sure you verbally communicate that so that you guys know how to understand each other and just move forward. Women, we have things going on. We have emotions. We have other stuff that we carry. God gave us a different type of a burden, I would say, but it's not a burden. I would say a blessing, because we definitely worry. We're worriers. We're nurturers. So we want to make sure everything's okay. So we're the glue. Most of the time we're the glue to putting things together. So that takes a lot of understanding. So, and then just learning how to verbally just say what you need and say what you want from a person, that goes a long way. Women are still learning. Everybody's learning. However, young women, we are going through the motions of understanding who we're supposed to become as young people. So being that strength and that force in our lives, showing us that I can do it, and you can do it, and you can go forward, is what we need, is strength and just stability. So, that's one of the things that young men should carry when they meet new women or meet young women, is learning how to verbally communicate and taking their relationship serious. All right. Now, one thing I'm going to say about taking relationships serious, I will tell you, when you meet someone new, everyone's different. So everyone's going to respond different, and everybody's going to, treat you different. So that just kind of goes into, kind of my next point, is to respect everyone's values. Respect a woman's values, respect her morals, and respect her wishes. And I say that because a lot of young men today are not showed how to wait, take their time, and be respectful. Instead, they gotta have everything right now, because what they see on TV is right now, it's mine, it belongs to me. Well, that's not how it works. With women especially, we are not objects. We don't belong to you. We are kindred spirits. We are nurturers. Therefore, you have to be kind. We are emotional. We need extra support. That's not saying that, don't get that twisted from weak. We are just emotional. That means that there may be some extra understanding that needs to go into place when it comes to working with us, but that doesn't mean that it has to be right now, right this second. It's supposed to be respect. A respecting, understanding level. So respecting women is not as easy as it looks, because everybody always says, well, why is it always women? Well, women also need to understand how to respect men, how to talk back, how to say what you want and how you want it. But that's another topic. Today, our topic is what young men need to know about young ladies. So let's just stay on topic. But I'm just going to say all young people, period, needs to respect each other. So I don't ever want to dismantle that, because that's something that needs to definitely be stressed. However, knowing that we are emotional means you have to be understanding. You have to have a spirit where it's not like hanging out with the guys where something just happened and your guy buddy's like, okay, well, we're going to hang out here. A young woman, you have to understand that we may need to sit and think, and that is called not just moving too fast, but it's called thinking and rationally thinking, and that needs to be respected as far as coming from our point of view. Sometimes you come to us for advice. If we don't have the advice, we can go over it together. So that's just about putting our heads together and just moving forward and learning how to understand each other as people. But respecting a young woman's space, that's just something that we have to definitely keep on telling our young men in the stores or in a bar, or just not even in a bar, in school somewhere. You have to learn how 6 feet is just not because of quarantine. That should be every day. That should just, if you don't know me, you shouldn't be in my bubble. There's a space realm where you have to respect. A lot of men, because they see things on TV or they see things on social media, they're not going to say, okay, she's not going to mind. They may walk up to you and say, okay, hi. And even though that hi may be innocent, you may have said hi too close. So always learning how to respect a woman's surrounding her space until you're allowed into her space. Don't just assume someone wants you around them or in their space. Ask for permission, talk to a young lady, and get her respect. And then once you get that, you respect them. Ask questions. If there's something you need to know about them, ask questions. Don't just assume. Don't assume. Don't go after the worst, the negative. Don't just say, oh, she doesn't like me. No, she has morals. She doesn't want to go and do what you want to do. She wants you to communicate with her. And then once you guys communicate together, then you move forward. But that's very important. Respecting a woman's wishes. No means no. Yes means yes. I don't know means I don't know. There is no hidden agenda. You should just ask questions and move forward. Today, that's a lot of blurred lines there. But respect is huge. Respecting someone doesn't come with a manual. It comes with common sense. And common sense means if someone doesn't want you to affect them in any way, your attitude, then you have to respect that. Morals is everything. Morals, attitude, how you respect someone, that's everything. First impression is everything. First impression is like when you meet someone, when you meet a young lady, talk to them. Tell them a little bit about yourself. Don't just be so, intimidated, because intimidation comes from something that's called insecurity. So if you're insecure about something and that woman or other person did not have anything to do with it, then it's going to cause a conflict and confusion. So you got to always open up and say what's on your mind. That's another thing. Just talk about what's on your mind specifically so that you guys can be on the same page. And that's not always easy with women. Sometimes women are not sure about what they want and what they need. So sometimes it's good to be a little bit more understanding and compassionate, because if you're not that compassionate, you will miss what you were supposed to hear, because a woman is not supposed to sound like you. She has her own mode. She's in her place and you have your place. So you respect your place and you let her respect her place, and then you guys come together as one. That calls communication, taking friendships seriously. So verbally communicating is one top that I always stress with our young people. Picking up the phone and saying what you need. Picking up the phone, even when it's just to each other. Don't text, because sometimes texting could take things out of context, and the other person on the other end may read it and may not understand it. So now you have someone that's not understanding, but you don't know they're not understanding because you guys aren't talking to each other. So verbally communicating, we'll say verbally communicating about everything is key. Taking your friendship serious, and then learning how to respect each other's values, morals, and moving forward. And being kind. Being kind is something that we kind of gotta get to know about. Just having things with today and our young people. We're too entitled. We have to have everything. Everything is not meant for you to have right now. Everything is not yours. During the quarantine time, during this COVID-19, it has been a lot of time for me to think. A lot of times to think about what we can be doing productively with our young people and what we can do better. One of the things I feel we need to do is create more activities where our young men will understand just how a young women work. Today, unfortunately, the statistics show we have a lot of families that are absent with mothers, not just mothers, but with fathers as well. So with two families in a household, with two parents in a home, you have two opinions, you have two thoughts, you have two different people to kind of bring it all together. With one, statistics say that there's a chance that that person or that child may miss some essential keys to life. So what that means is when they come out into the world and they know everything, you're going to meet people that are like, well, my mom told me this and my mom told me that. And you're going to have a whole different way of how you were taught. That is how you know, A, it's time to communicate. B, verbally communicate. Okay, so we don't understand each other. We're not on the same page. How do you get there? You can't just assume, right? You have to always ask questions. You have to always make sure you guys are on the same page with everything. So that's just how we have to do. Create avenues, create platforms for our young men. Our older men need to step up. We need to have more platforms for older men, or no, I'm sorry, I don't want to say older men. I'm just going to say men to really step in and really start to show these young boys how to become men. A lot of our boys are growing up without fathers. So they're looking at TV and rappers, and they're looking at that as that's how they have to treat women. So I just want to stop and say, young men, the first thing you have to do, that's rapping, that is all TV. We are real, human being. We're fighting different fights. Women, we have different emotions. So we carry things over the world that some men we really don't understand about each other. So sometimes we have to stop and we have to look at things and as if we were in that situation. So that's just switching gears and putting yourself in our shoes and trying to see it our way for a chance. But like I said, I want to go back to just platforms, period. Me opening a school is platforming. That's platforming for young women to have an option in life to become better. Not just saying you have to go to college or you have to go to the military, but this is another option that I am putting here on this earth to say, hey, now I'm opening a door for a young woman that had kids that didn't get a chance to play sports, that didn't get a chance to go to prom. That's opening that avenue for her. But not just saying here's a second chance, but here is your chance. So it's a chance, period. It's not just a second chance, but it's a chance, period. And every community has to have just an avenue for our young men to grow into men. And that is how we are able to help them become better people. We can all give advice on how to talk to young women and how to be to young women. But if we're not showing them how to do it, then there's no point. There's no platform. There's no foundation. So that's not stable. Stable is showing them how having having meetings in the community that are free. A lot of young men turn away from things that they have to pay for because they're like, I could just go and do this. Or you kind of push them in that avenue of selling drugs or just doing things that they have to do very fast if they have to make the money. So laying that platform down, that foundation down for our communities, that's one thing that we have to just all do as a whole, as a collective. Stop complaining if the next young lady that's 15, if she gets pregnant, you can't complain about that because you don't know the background of the young man. Does it make him wrong? No, because the woman has to carry the child. So now everybody's looking at her like, oh my God, she's young and pregnant. But nobody took the time to say, well, let me go to that young man and see if he's okay. Yes, the young lady is pregnant and there's nothing you can do. The damage is done. However, how do you stop it? How do you go to the young man and say, this won't happen again? We have to stop it. We have to learn how to control our feelings and emotions. So what that means is placing things as platforms in our community to help our young men and help our young women become better people. So I want to just say another avenue to platforming. Right now, we're virtual. Everything has gone virtual. So I'm going to upload these to my Facebook page tonight. And there are ways that we can work together as a collective. Even though we could say what men need to know, a lot of men need to know that they have support. They need to know that if If they don't understand, they need to know that they have somewhere to go and ask questions. We need to start creating those avenues where they have that platform, because it's not always young women that are right. Some women are taught different as well. I've gotten a lot of women that have told me a young man was wrong and he was actually right. So you have to know how to platform our youth. Our youth are growing up and there's nothing you could do about it. They're your future. So you should want them to become better people so that they can platform your future. If not, then you're looking at your way. Sometimes we drive down the street in our nice cars and we're saying to ourselves, well, I got my stuff together. I want to challenge you right now to tell you that if you're not giving back in your community, if you're not putting something here to last forever, then you're just alive. You're not living. Living is creating legacies, creating opportunity. And this, I would clash with many people. However, that is what opportunity brings. It brings other people up. It brings our youth up. It brings our children up, not just us getting, but you're also putting something here to say, this will last forever. So young men, you are not alone. I work with young women, but young men, you guys are getting a platform as well. Your platform has to be stable as well. Young men, hey, we're all the same. We're young, we're learning, and we're going for a purpose that's way bigger than us. So sometimes instead of just pointing the finger, sometimes we need to create platforms for them to be okay and asking us questions so that they know. No judge. No, judgment is the worst with our young people, because the first thing you want to say is, that's not my child. That's not how I raise my child, so I don't have to worry about it. No, that's not correct. How you raise your child can affect them, because they can run into each other one day, and guess what? Your child's going to pick what makes sense to them, not what made sense to you. So sometimes we have to be careful about how we live our life and say, hey, my life is fine. My life is good. Well, when I was out there and I was doing my thing and I have my kids, God always showed me where I was wrong. I just chose to make the certain decisions that I made. And when you choose, He'll always show you the right way. And hey, I have no complaints about doing the right way. So, but we have to learn. We have to learn. And I had foundation. I had things that was in place to help me as well. Young men, things that you can do to work on your attitude, your posture, your poise, is to look at etiquette classes on YouTube, pull up etiquette classes, etiquette schools, showing you how to just carry yourself. That's one thing that we have to put in our young men as well. I work with young women with etiquette. One of the things that I always hear is, my boyfriend does this or my friend does that. Well, I'm teaching them etiquette and they're going back to someone who doesn't know etiquette. So etiquette is one of the things that young men are lacking. And etiquette is just not always tea parties and teacups. Etiquette is just showing how to speak with your head up, your shoulders at a certain length, to be respected. And sometimes our men they weren't taught that. So they're not able to put out what they did not get in. So I just want to go over a couple things before I close. Take all your friendships serious. Take all your friendships serious from day one all the way to the end, even if it's a relationship. Not every young lady wants to be dated. Not every young lady wants to be in a relationship. Not every young woman wants to get to know you intimately. So take your relationship serious. Learning how to verbally communicate, understand, listening, and just know women are strong people. So knowing our sensitive side, that's exactly where we have to just be at all times. Knowing each other's boundaries. I can't express that enough. Is knowing where each other stand, respecting our morals. We are emotional. We need understanding, and we sometimes need additional support, additional stability coming from a man. No, not all women want to be strong and powerful over you, but you have to know how to communicate, and you have to know how to present yourself as a man so that we know how to present ourselves as women. Most importantly, first impressions are everything. Learn how to learn how to give respect, to receive respect. Speaking, be kind, have a gentle attitude, have a gentle spirit. young women, we're gentle and we're learning. So that's a very important fact. And most importantly, everyone is learning. Everyone is going to get a chance to learn and make a mistake, or, fail, make a mistake. But the most important part about everything is learning from the mistake and moving forward and teaching as we go. And that's something that we have to keep in our young people, is learning and teaching as we go. You learn, so it wouldn't take much to just give just a little bit back to our young people, including our young men, showing them how to be strong, showing them how to navigate through things, and just not giving them everything. Young women, I want to speak to you. Everything doesn't have to go on the internet. Wait. Be patient. Always speak and just ask questions before you walk into that world that you have no idea about. That could be anything. That's work, that's relationships, that's social life, that's anything. You ask questions and never, ever, ever walk into something that you're not sure about. And yeah, so that's that. I'm going to wrap up with that. What I want to remind you is that I'm going to upload a few reminders of how to keep our young men motivated and just encouraged with working as young men today. And I want to also encourage everyone today to also just keep a platform out for our young people to grow and learn from. Thank you. And thank you again, Deborah, for allowing me to come on and sharing just a little piece of what I do with young girls and just helping young girls and youth, period.
Thank you. That was awesome information. So I know we had some people out here listening, but this is information that needs to be shared. So if you're on here, please share this with others. So we can get it out to more people, because, that is what is wrong with the world. We have people that have the expertise and the information, but it's not getting in the hands of those people that need it. So please, please, please share this. This was wonderful information. I am so glad that Aisha was able to come today to share this with our young men and our young ladies. So I'm sure everyone had some information they could pick up. And Aisha, if you could please make sure that you give them your email, not your email address, but your Facebook name, so that they can find that information that you're going to upload.
And actually, my Facebook is Divas Build Futures. Instagram is Divas Build Futures Inc. And my website is www.divasbuildfutures.com. But my Facebook is Divas Build Futures. So log on in an hour. You will see, just share it. Share it with a young mom that you may see with a son. Share it with I don't care if you don't even have to know them. Just share it. Just a little seed, just a little water on that seed will go a long way.
Awesome. Great information. So thank you so much. And thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Please visit my website, www.buildyourbestlife.org, where you can, on my web store, you can get my book and make a great Christmas gift. And that's information that will help not only young men, but it will help their support system, because the parents and the grandparents and the mentors and all the authoritative figures need that information to pass on to them. So please, let's get this information out to our young men so that they can step up. We need our young men to step up. We're going to have all these beautiful, intelligent women. They are going to be entrepreneurs, CEOs doing their thing, and they're going to want somebody on their same level. So our men need to step it up.
Yeah.
So thank you so much.
No, it's an honor to always talk, and I always got a hint to talking to women too, because it's a very prime example of what's needed in our community, and it's not just one, it's both. We just have to work on how we platform their environment.
All right. So again, thank you so much. And as you go on your way, on your journey, you will run into distractions, detours, and rough terrain. Don't let any of these negative aspects of your journey stop you. Though they may slow you down, keep going to be the best you so that you can build your best life. Thank you so much. Have a great weekend. Be blessed.
Bye-bye.